We are about to get a lot of exciting new updates, but let's take it a step back, as today we get a very early maintenance. The game is probably already down, as it starts 5 PM UTC. It should only last about 10 hours, which also means it should be available much earlier than normal. And yes, this brings phase 3 of server consolidation, where all of those servers will be essentially, as they put it, deleted and new ones created and everybody shoved into them. So you can see again the full list here. Like, kind of crazy, all these servers gone and everybody within them will now find themselves in one server. So your home should be a lot more populated now, no matter where you are. But what's really nice is this will start double field boss spawns on all servers. This is up until March the 6th. And beginning after this maintenance, we will get 2 Archboss spawns during the Archboss schedule windows indefinitely. I'm not fully sure what they mean by double field boss spawns. Potentially just more slots where we get field bosses, because we currently get like 5 or more field bosses at once. So what do they really mean by double? Will we be getting them overlapping? But for Archbosses, it's relatively clear. We'll get like both the Archbosses at once at a certain time frame. We'll get Tevent and Bellandir. And when we get Tier 2, we'll get Dallas Noah and Giant Cordy, along with, say, our Tevent and Bellandir. So it's not fully clear here. We'll have to have a look at that schedule, and hopefully don't mess anything up. But good to see double field bosses and basically double arch bosses as well. We did have Tico Talks. I made a video on it if you haven't checked it already, with a neat summary. And we can already see their announcement of the new celebration packs. These should be available starting March the 6th up until March the 20th. You're going to have to purchase them with real world money, and they have different tiers. Like bronze, you'll get 1,125 lucent. I assume that's going to be the usual price of that much lucent, but you get on top of it a Detective Glint Amatoy, this guy. And if you purchase the silver pack, you get 2,875 lucent, you get a dash morph and a swim morph. They actually look pretty neat. I particularly like that dash morph. I don't believe it's available here in Korea, but they do have like other deer morphs here, different reskins of it, and even like a ghost horse morph. But yeah, that one does not seem available on Korea, which is gonna then be a neat exclusive one. More like a llama crossed with a horse kind of thing. But it does look pretty neat. And the swim morph's kind of weird. And then the gold pack comes with the Black Swan outfit, 6,000 lucent. And you'll also get the Clover Wolfertinger Glide morph. That Black Swan outfit, however, is indeed available here on Korea as this one right here. And we can also remove the decoration, and yeah, a lot more skin showing then. And you can see what it looks like on a male character here. Again, without the decoration, it looks like this, but with the decoration, it's like this. So yeah, a pretty neat outfit, but you have to buy the gold pack, which is basically like buying 6,000 lucent. But there are some further general fixes. An adjustment to the total amount of points you actually have with Dimensional Trials. The Purification Stones will finally cure fear effects. On Korea, they should do that already. Yes, it does say that. On use, fear removed. And they fix an issue with your fishing rod where you could get stuck and had to restart. And they finally made the Feral Wolfer Aranka Guardian acquirable by adding Chapter 10 Wolf and Spear quest to the Codex. So you should properly be able to obtain that new Guardian, giving you the movement speed boost for 3 seconds for yourself and party members within 8 meter radius, and your base damage is also increased by 2% upon applying fear and stun, stacking 3 times. So could be useful for greatsword users, potentially spear users using the fear ability. But yeah, these things got 10-minute cooldowns, so very niche uses. And they finally fixed your Queen Bellandir spear. You should properly be able to put it on sale on the auction house when you get a great success from crafting it. There was a fix to friendly guild list, and culinary contracts will finally reward food items. again. They are fully aware they broke it. This is like the second time now. And they also fixed an issue with the random matchmaking where you would receive a penalty if you were, say, changing instance. I've had this happen to myself. I left the Amatoy house and it just like put me in a penalty and out of the queue. And other than that, these two morphs will now properly give you growth points. And that is the entire general update for 1.15.2 as of 24 minutes ago. Again, maintenance is about 10 hours starting now. However, there's one thing that's a little bit concerning that's not in the patch notes, which I'm on the fence about, but a lot of you probably would demand that this get fixed. Basically, I've got spammed by this guy to report this bug and to make it public. But essentially, you can stack Ceradoma and Shadow Crypt chests, resetting the expiration time. I've seen multiple evidence of this on Reddit, including this guy right here. He has a whopping 39 chests, and he supposedly obtained them within 11 minutes, as that's the timer on them. Basically, what you can do is whenever you obtain new chests, there's a workaround that you can essentially refresh that timer on a full stack of chests. And some people, some crazy people, have thousands of these chests, which is kind of game breaking for tier 2. And thus will lead a lot of you to demand that this get fixed, including like this guy. And I can't fault you for that. It's not really fair that some people can have the opportunity to do this. Either you're playing on a dead server or in an alliance which is super PvP dominant on said server. And you can gatekeep anybody from these chests. So you end up with a group of people just hoarding them. And they will basically give you these contract token points. In tier 2, we will very likely, with the new currency change, still be able to get like tier 2 gear from 2-star dungeons, but without the whole pre-stacking thing, because of all of our soul shards will get converted to a new currency and then only be able to be used to purchase tier 1 items. But with the tier 2 update, doing more 2-star dungeons may very well allow us to get tier 2 currency, allowing us to actually craft tier 2 gear with it. That is, again, assumptions. We may very well just stay with our co-op dungeons having the same loot tables and just basically making them as a filler. You don't necessarily need to do them. They're just going to be there for tier 1 traits and only tier 2 gear from 3-star dungeons. But then they'll have to change some of this loot that's only accessible from these and move them into like 3-star dungeons. So I'm not sure what they're going to do there, but basically stacking all these chests can potentially give you a massive advantage in tier 2. We don't know how game breaking it's going to be, but it's clearly unintended that you can stack so many chests and keep refreshing the duration on them. And honestly, it should get fixed before tier 2 in the name of fairness. The people who are deliberately circumventing this timer know that they are, and they are running the risk of it getting fixed before then. And honestly, I'm just going to leave the decision to the devs. They may as well be aware of it. Half of you are going to demand it gets fixed, and half of you are going to be very salty if it does. Because what you're going to do with 1,000 chests that are going to expire, you can't seriously play enough dungeons to use them all within 23 hours. I mean, maybe you could at this point, since you can open 3 chests in a tier 1 dungeon. But yeah, that's everything for this update for today. Again, a little bit of an odd time with the maintenance. It did mean we skipped an Archboss event today, at least on Europe. But I guess we get somewhat compensated now by 2 Archbosses will spawn during the Archboss schedule windows for indefinitely. But that's it for now. Thanks all for watching, and we'll see you guys around. Goodbye for now.